Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss topic 14. Topic 14. Here we will discuss about forestry, some basics of forestry. What is its importance, what is its features, what are the scopes, importance and scope of forestry we will discuss here. Then we will look into social forestry and agroforestry. We'll briefly understand what social forestry is, what agroforestry is. So, starting the lecture, topic 14. So, first of all, we should know what is forest. What is a forest? How will you define forest? So, forest is an area set aside, for the production of timber, and other forest produce or maintained under woody vegetation for certain indirect benefits which it provides. Example, climatic benefits or protective benefits. So this is what forest is, an area set aside for the production of timber and other forest produce, that are minor forest produce, or maintained under woody vegetation for certain indirect benefits which it provides. Example, climatic and protective. So in earlier times, forest was for more of a commercial importance for production of timber, but now as we have degraded our forest so much, so we from the production of timber we have moved to conservation of forest. Now we are not using our forest extensively for production of timber, but our main aim is to protect the forest, to conserve the forest, so that the biodiversity and ecology can be maintained. And we all know that it provides some indirect benefits like climatic, protective, but as a standard definition we will use it whenever we are asked about the definition of forests. Now moving on, this was forest. Now moving on, what is forestry? This topics excessively deals with forestry. We will study what forestry, its components. The forestry is the theory and practice of all that constitutes the creation, conservation, scientific management of forests and utilization of its resources. This is what forestry is: theory and practice of all that constitutes creation, conservation and scientific management of forests. So this is what forestry is. What is the importance of forestry? Importance of forestry. First of all, it is an important economic part in various industrial countries. Economic part of industrial countries. Example, Germany. Germany is well known for its wood industries. So industrial contribution or industrial countries like Germany, economic part of these countries, it repairs forest. That is reforestation. It cultivates new forest. Cultivates new forest. That is afforestation. That is the difference between reforestation and afforestation. When we cultivate forest or grow forest in a new land where the forest was not existing in previous times, then it is then it is afforestation. When we are cultivating in a new land, but when we are repairing, suppose there was forest, we have cut it all, then we are again regrowing the forest there, then it's reforestation. So this is the basic difference between reforestation and afforestation. Hope you will understand it. Now moving on to another important features. It prevents deforestation. Prevents deforestation. Provides timber and fuel wood. Provides timber and fuel wood. Cleans environment. Improve water quality. Water quality. Sink for atmospheric CO2. Atmospheric CO2. Sink for atmospheric CO2. Create source of employment. Many are related in forest industries, in pulpwood industry, so they are all indirectly dependent on forestry. Save forest from forest fires. Forest from forest fires. Helps in landscaping. Provides shelter species to endangered species. Habitat for endangered species or other species. Pioneer of food chain. Without forestry or without forest, there would be no food chain, no food web existing in our earth. So these are some common importance of forestry. Hope you all understand it. Nothing rocket science in this. Now moving on to the next point, that is scope of forestry. What are the scopes of forestry? First of all, we have large area is available to us. Large area is available in the form of bunds, wastelands. So these area can be used to grow forests. And there is the huge scope for forestry. Forestry permits growing species in economically viable species in agricultural fields, that is agroforestry, agricultural fields which can help farmers. It enhances resource utilization. Suppose we are doing agroforestry in agriculture field, what it will do? It will enhance resource utilization. Resource utilization. It has huge potential to generate employment. Provides raw material to industries. Raw material to industries. Helps in making ecological balance, maintaining ecological balance. Helps in soil and water conservation. We get meeting various needs of growing population. base needs of population. So this is all about some scope of forestry. Okay, I think we all understand it. Now moving on to another topic, that is social forestry. Social forestry. What is social forestry? This term was first used in by National Commission of Agriculture, National Commission of Agriculture, that is of Government of India, in 1976, that is 6th 5-year plan. So here the National Commission of Agriculture first used social forestry. So what is social forestry? It is the management and development of forest, management and development of forest with afforestation on barren lands, afforestation on to achieve environmental benefits and rural development. So this is how National Commission of Agriculture defined social forestry: management and development of forest with afforestation on barren lands. We will do afforestation on barren lands to achieve environment benefits and rural development. Now moving on, how social forestry can be done? What are the types of social forestry? Social forestry is divided into 3 types: rural forestry, urban forestry, and farm forestry. Forestry in rural barren lands, forestry in urban areas like side of roads, side of canals, both sides of railway tracks or railway stations. There are many kinds in urban forestry, making parks for recreation. This all comes in urban forestry. Then we have got farm forestry, that is through agriculture. That is we are using forestry as a crop. We are growing forest crops in our farm as a crop. So they what farm forestry. And rural forestry is under 2 types: community forestry and agroforestry. So why didn't we take agroforestry in farm forestry? Because here the agroforestry, the forest crop is not the main crop, but in farm forestry the forest crop is main crop. Here the forest crop is just supplementing the agricultural crop in the leftover spaces. That is why we have put it into rural forestry. And we all know community forestry, that is with the participation of community when we are growing forests, that is community forestry. So this is how we can divide social forestry. I hope you can all understand it. Now moving on to objectives of social forestry. Why we need social forestry? Objectives of social forestry. Objectives: to improve environment, for protecting agriculture from adverse climatic events. We need to improve environment for our agriculture. Without a good environment we can not do agriculture. So to protect agriculture from adverse climatic events, this is what first objective is. To increase supply of fuel wood for domestic use, small timber for rural housing, fodder for livestock, and minor forest produce MFP, minor forest produce for local industries. Suppose we have started a local industry of making biodegradable plates. Hope you have used it sometimes. And we are taking the leaves of the forest. So here that is a minor forest produce, and that can help to make local industries. It can increase natural beauty of landscape, create recreational benefits for rural and urban population. I think you all understand it. Provide jobs, employment generation. As we see if we were using minor forest produce in local industries, hence the employment is generated here. Effect land rehabilitations, raise living or standard of living, of rural and urban people. So these are the objectives of social forestry. Now moving on to some benefits of social forestry. Although these were benefits too, but these are mainly objectives which are stated under the commission. Now we are moving on to some normal benefits. Fight against global warming. Fight against global warming, as trees reduce CO2 by acting as CO2 sink, as trees act as CO2 sink. Second, we need to conserve our soil conservation, as trees reduce soil erosion, their roots reduce soil erosion, their decay, fallen leaves make as organic matter decay, etc. These are some and the land with trees have also better water holding capacity. So these are some ways how we can conserve our soil through social forestry. Biodiversity will be increased. Biodiversity will be increased. Health benefits by improving air quality. Conservation of energy. For example, you can write here what trees do. They create a cooling effect. So in areas with huge number of trees, the temperature is not so much high there, so it will lead to reduction in use of ACs. So what it indirectly will do, it will conserve energy. We have got some social benefits also. Social benefits, example, recreational parks. So these are the some of benefits of social forestry. Now what are the weaknesses in implementation of social forestry? Why social forestry, we know so much benefits, why it is not been up to the mark after knowing that it has so much beneficial effect to our environment? Because it has not been implemented effectively. Implementation is not up to the mark. Government is not doing enough to implement it. Corruption and misuse of funds, this is the problem of Indian system. We take funds for doing social forestry and we misuse it and take money for 50 trees, plant 10 trees, click a photo, post it on the social media that we are doing social forestry, and then where the rest of money is been to our pockets. This is done in many places, in everywhere it is done. It is becoming a business, corruption through taking social forestry. Illegal tree cutting. There is no involvement of forest depot. We are just cutting our trees without any permission. Lack of awareness among people. Regarding various social forestry programs. Suppose I am doing illegal tree cutting. Do you know the process? How to sell your tree? Is suppose a good big tree is in your land, but it is not your property. You have to take permission from the forest government department. Then they will give you the permission. Then the tree will be cut in the supervision of the forest official. Then the tree, after cutting, it will be sent to the depot. In the depot, it will be sold. Do we follow this procedure? No, never. Because there is no implementation by government also, and we are also not aware of these things. There is no awareness in us how to use this. We simply cut the tree and sell it as according to us. No involvement of forest department is there. This is wrong. So government should generate awareness among people for this. There in many states, most of the states, not many, most of the, although northeast state and north and southern states are doing, some states are doing good, but most of the states are not properly implementing social forestry. So these were some of the weakness in implementing social forestry. We give heading here weakness in implementing social forestry, then you will write these points and you can explain in your own words in 1-2 lines. There is nothing so much rocket science in this. Now moving on to agroforestry. Most important topic of the forestry section, agroforestry. You should know it. Many times UPSC has asked question about agroforestry, its benefits, its demerits, many times. National Agriculture Agroforestry Policy has been asked many times. So what we will do here, we will briefly describe what agroforestry is and we will discuss National Agroforestry Policy, and in the next lecture we will do agroforestry in detail. What are its benefits, demerits, everything will be done in next lecture. So what is agroforestry? Agroforestry has come from the word agricultural plus forestry. So growing agricultural crops and forestry trees in the same area of same piece of land but through proper management, this is what agroforestry. So it is sustainable management practice. Sustainable management practice, that is growing agricultural crops and forest trees in the same piece of land. You all understand it. And what it does, it increases overall production. It combines agricultural crops plus with trees plus animals also. That is system, integrated farming system. I hope I have taught you, or I have told you previously in previous lectures what is integrated farming system is. That is, which system make it? This is agri-silvi-pastoral system. Applies management practices and management practices plus cultural practices of local people. Without the use of the term agroforestry, from ancient times our people are doing agroforestry, so there are some kind of cultural practices, so we should take into account. So this is what agroforestry is. I hope you all understand. In next lecture we will do it in detail. Here I am just giving you an overview. Now moving on, what is National Agroforestry Policy? NAP, National Agroforestry Policy. It came in 2014, in February 2014. By adopting National Agroforestry Policy, India became the first nation in the world to adopt an agroforestry policy. India is first nation in the world. India. Earlier, agroforestry was covered as a part of other policies. Example, we used to cover agroforestry in National Forest Policy, in Green India Mission. But after 2014, for agroforestry, we have our unique policy of agroforestry. For agroforestry, we will refer this policy instead of referring National Forest Policy. Although agroforestry has been dealt in these sections, but we also have National Agroforestry Policy. The aim was to improve coordination between various stakeholders, improve coordination, synergy between various stakeholders, between various elements of agroforestry, existing over various missions. So what we have done, we have for various agroforestry missions, we have made a policy, a single policy, that is National Agroforestry Policy, through which we will implement our agroforestry, coordinate agroforestry policy or agroforestry missions. What are its objectives? Promote agroforestry to increase income of small and marginal farmers. Protect and stabilize ecosystem. Stabilize to minimize risk of extreme climatic events. Provide raw material, simultaneously provide raw material to wood-based industries, and this will also create employment and reduce pressure on forest, to develop capacity and strengthen research in agroforestry for achieving these objectives. So these are some of its objectives as stated by the policy. So I hope you all understand it. And that is all for today. In the next lecture we will discuss agroforestry in detail, because it is a very important topic. Many questions has been asked by UPSC many times in several years about agroforestry. So that's all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. For any queries, comment, do share and subscribe. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.